Farah. Hello, Noel and Calvin. Right, so I've shared up to week 7, right? But today I will share um, for week 8. Okay, this lab, this is the lab that we're going to do today. Research broadband internet access technologies, right? And for week 9, which is this week actually, okay, I've already shared configure point-to-point GRE VPN tunnel, right? Okay, so for homework, there's a packet tracer I've already shared, uh, titled WAN concepts, okay, wide area network concepts. And for the homework for week 9, okay, I will share later, right? Okay, so try to do this one first, research broadband internet access technologies, okay, and this one, packet tracer wide area network concepts, and then go for the next lab, configuring point-to-point VPN tunnel. And later on I'll share this one, upload into our what. So it's all here, right? So for week 8, research broadband internet access, we can see it's here, right? It's a Word file. And the next one for the next week is, sorry, for this week, week 9, is configuring a point-to-point GRE VPN tunnel, right? And for homework exercise, so far I've shared week 8, what area network concepts, you go, right? And the first one for week 9, right? I'll share another couple of the week 9 later for homework, all right? So you can download, so you can follow our lab, okay? Right, so this one is basically investigating broadband distribution, research broadband access option for specific scenarios. This basically allow you to use online resources to find and investigate and report your findings, right? As you can see, um, there are no uh, packet tracer activity for this one. This one is you do your own research, right? And then answer the questions, right? So let's go very briefly. Okay, what objective? Okay, is part 1 and part 2, yeah, as mentioned. Right, so the background for this lab is, it says here, although broadband internet access options have increased dramatically in recent years, broadband access varies greatly depending on location. Um, this one is quite obvious, right? So broadband access, very easily we can see urban areas versus rural areas. Okay, as the infrastructure is much better in the urban area compared to rural areas, right? Especially this is especially um, obvious in Sabah, right? But it's not a unique case, yeah. You will see that other countries also, there's a divide between urban and rural areas. In fact, even a place like America, yeah. So that's why providers or newcomers like Elon Musk, their Starlink satellite configurations to provide uh, satellite uh, broadband, right? Access. That is actually a good alternative, especially if you have no uh, infrastructure. So I think it's called Starlink, right? So under Elon Musk company, right? You can see there, Starlink provides high-speed, low-latency broadband internet access across the globe. Within each coverage area, orders are fulfilled on first come, first served basis. So they're still adding adding satellites, yeah, still launching using their SpaceX launch capability. They're still adding in more and more satellites, right? They hope to cover the entire globe, right? So recently, okay, Elon Musk uh, requested by the president of Ukraine because their infrastructure being bombed by Russia, right? So they need communication. So they basically ask, uh, they, uh, basically ask, right? Basically ask Elon Musk to provide emergency use of Starlink in Ukraine, right? So you can go and have a look, do your own research about how capabilities of uh, services like Starlink, okay, is coming, yeah, right? So you can see an example like this. There's no infrastructure, right? And usually you won't see any big towers for microwave, yeah, line of sight microwave. So in a place like this, example, it's a good image to show that you are very remote, right? Remote area, okay, to get broadband, okay. And here they even say high speed, low latency broadband internet across. Basically, when you order Starlink, you get the kit, right, including the dish, and you can have your own broadband. So basically, uh, that is one of the okay, services provided by Elon Musk Starlink. Okay, so again, depending on location, right? Good for a non-accessible location, a non-infrastructure location, or places where infrastructure has been damaged, right? So in this lab, you will investigate current broadband distribution and research broadband access options for specific scenarios. So your required resource is just device with internet access. So basically, what you'll do here is use your browser to search for information online, right? Part one, investigate broadband distribution. In part one, you will research broadband distribution in a geographical location. So for a specific geographical location, you find what is the usage, okay, of broadband in that area. Okay. So question, okay. Use the internet to research the following question. For the country in which you reside, which is Malaysia, what percentage of the population has broadband internet subscription? Right. So if you provide your answer, once you got answer online, provide the link as a reference. Okay. Provide the link as a reference that can follow your answer. Then second question, what percentage of the population is without broadband internet options? Right? What percentage of Malaysia, because we are in Malaysia, of our population is without broadband internet options? Step two, this one is for United States. Search the internet for fixed broadband deployment map. This one is fixed broadband. Fixed broadband deployment map allows users to search and map broadband availability across the United States. Right? So for this step two, because it says United States, you can choose whichever zip code you prefer. Zip code basically is postcode. Okay, the American uh, use a zip code rather than postcode, but it's postcode. So pick a zip code in a city, in a country, and click find broadband. Right? I'm not sure the service available in Malaysia. So uh, if Malaysia don't have included in this service, you can use any of your preferred zip code, city, and in US. Okay. Then examine all providers reporting area of the output. What if any wired broadband internet connections are available at the location? Please complete the table below. And then examine the all providers reporting area of the upper. What if any wireless broadband internet connections are available in this location? And complete the table below. So basically, you're doing a Google search for a lot of this and finding out the information. Remember to include your reference, the link that you got your answer from. Okay, we want the link, the actual link, not the Google link, because sometimes you just right click from Google, then it will not give the uh, clean link. You get all this Google code, right? We don't want that one. We want the actual URL, right? Research broadband access options for specific scenarios. Okay, so okay, you will research in detail the broadband option for the following scenarios and select the best last mile technology to meet the needs of the customer. You can use the fixed broadband deployment site as a starting point for your research. Scenario: you're moving to Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City is in the Missouri, I think, state, and are exploring home internet connection. Research and detail two internet connection from which you can select in this metropolitan area. See what available, what is connection type, cost per month, download speed. Choose one of the list of local ISP that you use. Give the reason why you chose that particular ISP. So between the two, choose one and give the reason why you choose that one. You are moving to an area outside of, again, Billings, Montana. I can tell you Montana is very ulu place, like cowboy place, if I'm not mistaken. And exploring home internet connection, you will be beyond the reach of cable DSL connection. Research and detail two internet connections you can select in this area. Okay, choose one from the list of local ISP that you selected. Give the reason why you chose that particular ISP. Third scenario, New York City. Do the same. Fourth scenario, you are business owner with 10 employees. Telecommute means remote work from home. Telecommute in the Fargo, North Dakota area, right? So your teleworkers live beyond reach of cable internet options. So what other options are available and what are their ISP? Scenario number 5, you have a business in Washington, D.C. I think this is a very urban area. You're expanding to 25 employees and need to upgrade your broadband access. So you need equipment co-location and web hosting. So that means you have your own server, you web your own, you serve your own web page, right? You will have a web hosting. So what kind of broadband service do you think you need if you want to do that? Okay. Again, choose one and give reason. Right. So final question, reflection question. How do you think broadband internet access will change in the future? Right. So think about this one. I want you to think about in terms of Malaysia. Right. In Malaysia, right? How do you think our broadband internet access will change in the future? In order to know that, what is our current broadband internet access? In order to answer that, you must know what is the current state. Then only you can think about what is the future, because the baseline will be what is currently, okay, Malaysia in terms of in general, okay, as a Malaysian population in general have access. That means what is a typical speed, what is a typical method people get broadband access in Malaysia. Once you get the current info, then you can reflect in the future, means whether it's in 2 years time, 5 years time, and also 10 years time, right? uh, then you need to know the trend, okay, the trend of broadband internet access. So imagine what is going to happen, looking at the current state, looking at what is the trend, and what do you think Malaysia will adopt. Okay, so for example, last time, if we were historically, we have dial-up. After dial-up, we have ADSL, ADSL, and then ADSL 2. Then when we have ADSL 2, uh, 3G start coming, and then 3G after 3G, 4G, and before 3G actually is I think is GPRS, right? So that was the history. That was the progression of how we Malaysian access the internet, right? So now we have Unify. What else? Okay. So what is currently available? What is the speed? How easy? What is the distribution between urban and where is the main place that you can get easy access to broadband? Where in Malaysia it's very hard to get. So and then you can predict or reflect about future. Okay, is that okay, everyone? It's quite interesting, right? Why this exercise? You might be wondering, how come? What's relevant to this? Well, you might join a company next time, whether you are working as a network administrator or you are working as software developer or whatever. There will come a time when your boss or your client, okay, needs you to provide a solution. Solution. We're not talking about. Whenever we talk about writing a program, we always think that they want us to write a program, but normally what we want is, what they want is a solution, which includes a program and other things as well. So maybe what part of the solution is to provide the internet access. So this basically let you think about the options and what is available and for which scenario you will select what kind of internet broadband access. Is that okay, everyone?
Okay.
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 Quite interesting, I think. So do proceed. Okay, I'm monitoring also. If anything, let me know later. I will check for updates and maybe we'll each of us will share our findings. Yeah, our finding. This is quite interesting. All right. All right. So proceed.
Okay.
Hi friends, in this video we are going to talk about internet access technologies and options may vary between ISP services we can see such as a DSL, cable internet or signal is carried on the actually is a DSL that is a communication users connect use cell with downstream frequencies evenly. providing equal speed range for internet access use capabilities to the upstream edge. This is an index provided by it is used at already we have seen geographically separated offices for for private voice and data networking. The circuits are typically rented at a monthly or yearly rate.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Espero que estés bien. Estamos en el 3122. Es una práctica de laboratorio donde vamos a investigar tecnología de acceso a Internet por banda ancha. objetivos son investigar eso que dije y también opciones para diferentes situaciones específicas. La situación es que debido a la banda ancha, a ver, paso número 1 es
Hello, everyone. Are you guys how are you guys doing? Maybe you guys can share your screen to show your findings.
Oh, I cannot get past part one. I cannot get past step two.
You can get past part 2.
Step two. I don't know
yeah,
how. I
same.
cannot. I cannot. I don't know how to find broadband. Those things.
You cannot find broadband.
I don't know where the find broadband button thing.
The step one, right? You mean?
This one, distribution.
Step two. The step one. Okay,
This
I
one,
just
this
Google
one,
it. Yeah.
this one. Find broadband.
Yeah. I don't know how.
I think the link that is given doesn't work.
I don't know how to use.
Enter your zip code, any zip code, not our Malaysian one. Use because this is US one. So you have to you choose any of the provided places, right? And then, or you can choose your own one, right? This one, the zip code. Of course, this is US, so we cannot use Malaysia one, right? So let me just show a little bit here. So let's say I want New York. Let's say New York, New York City, New York. So it will go here, right? And you can see down, up and down and technology, whether it's fiber, wireless, cable, right? So to find the pricing, for example, if I say Verizon, let's say, or T-Mobile, this one, Verizon, let's say Verizon, right? So this is ADSL. So if I go to Verizon, then go to the website lah, right? You have to know how to use yeah. So let's say personal. I think personal wise, there is no longer ADSL. Let's see. So what plans, right? So you have unlimited for mobile and home. You got this one 5G home. I think they all have that already. So you have 5G LTE, or I'm not sure what's FIOS. Okay, we have to look through what is their product called FIOS, right? So you have to look. You have to do this way. So okay, so gigabit connection, right? So I think this is fiber because all the way to 500, 300, and the cost per month is this, right? So this is how you basically look around for the information. Okay, so that means that skill is the same. If you want to go for Unify in Malaysia as well, the same thing. If you don't know the pricing, you go for their consumer. There are two what lah, consumer or business, right? And then let's say shop. Let's say broadband, so fiber. Then yeah, so something like that. Very similar, right? Like in US, they also do like that. Just the different design only. For us, is right 500 megabits per second. Ooh, so 500 megabits. It's 64.99. So let me just do a quick. I'm also curious. But the thing is, you guys can play around with it lah. So 500 is about 64.99, no? 64.99. So that's for 500 megabits per second by Verizon company. I think it's 64.99. It's about 273 ringgit 35 cent. So, turns out our pricing is cheaper, right? I think it's already discounted lah, because they cut off that 309 ringgit. So 250 can get 500 megabits per second, whereas in US is about 64.99, which is converted in currency. It's about 273.35 ringgit. So cheaper compared to the previous pricing, right, for Unify. Right, so this is how you do your research, basically, Kelvin. Right, so you choose which ISP you want, and then you go and find their website. Basically, all ISP they have online, right? For example, Verizon here, right? And then based on the scenario, right? You either search for normal consumer or business. So basically, if your scenario is this one, business owner, so that means you have to go for business, right? Usually, if you're business, the ISP don't allow you to get the consumer based pricing. They will ask you to get the business one, right? So depending on the, again here, business, so look for business. So that means here, this one not applicable already, so you have to click business, right? Let's say Verizon lah, you can choose another ISP lah, right? And then here, okay, we got Fios business. Say okay, let's see, right? Then you got there, right? Prices for different speed. Okay, but they are also gigabit connection lah.
Sir,
Yeah.
can a business use a personal plan?
Personal? I don't think so, because as far as I know, they don't allow. Last time I checked, the TMNet don't allow.
Oh,
Yeah. And also, actually, the consumer bandwidth and business bandwidth, okay, they do some traffic shaping, This is what I suspect. So if you get a business, service, the broadband is the traffic is better, the bandwidth is better in terms of less people. They try to make the business product work better because it's meant for business. But for consumers, and they tend to not prioritize the traffic. So you tend to get latency when so many people connect at the same time. Okay, because like I say, you might get a direct connection to the local loop, but then from the local loop going to their main office where the servers are, then so many other consumer also piggybacking on the same connection. Okay, I think they look after their business what better services.
oh.
This is what I know lah, because that's why it's more expensive. Right, for example, let's go for, let's say, business. So if you're a business and you care about your connectivity, you want then you need to go for business. Right, so for my office, Unify Mobile. Let's see. Yep, here you go. Even so, you can see the upload speed is slower also. This is business, you know. Oh, but they give free Wi-Fi mesh. Oh. I've used mesh already, so I can tell you the benefit is in terms of coverage is better. Mm, No, there's the Unify for business is not so attractive, eh? Okay, that's not too good. So let's see for business, fiber. I think that's the only one, no? Voice, wireless broadband. Uh, how much already fixed IP? Mm, This is Unify. Let's say go to TM. Or enterprise. Let's see. These are services, no? Cloud, data, TM1, TM wholesale, oops, wholesale, solution, access service. Oh, this is wholesale, man. This is for broadband providers. Okay, that one is too big for us. Any more? TM1, TM wholesale, and Unify. I think that's it. Oh. How about the metro just last the other time? For my F&B business, my hotel boutique, sama juga other business. Oh, they still have. For me, F&B, same stuff. Retail. I think whatever business nowadays for Unify is the same. Yeah, fiber broadband. Is their product now. Highest is 800. So let's search for the metro. Thing is on a different. Oh, return. So they do have this Metro E, Metro Ethernet, right? for corporate and government agencies. And then this one, Redtone also provide Metro E. I very high ability with Metro E, but not giving us a pricing. I think you have to go for this quotation. So this is how their network internet topology is. For coverage in Malaysia, you can use this one, right? Unify. But then depend on ISP. This is just one of the ISP lah. All right. So, Kelvin, do you think you can try search one by one? Choose the ISP. Let's say which one you want to choose, huh? Right? Depending on the speed, right? And then choose the one that speed is you think is suitable for the scenario. Look at the provider, search the provider using Google, and look at their offerings, what the prices they have, right? And then you can compare. Is that okay, Kelvin?
Is that one for the first part? Yeah?
You try first lah, because I don't think you'll be stuck if you do that, right? So depend on scenario, go to the place, right? And then it will show here the provider and technology. What is if you are in like rural area, you probably see a lot of satellite rather than this cable, right? And then you look at the down speed, up speed, and for example, one of the scenarios said they need to have the web hosting, so that means up speed is important, right? So you don't want those like, for example, if I compare between Verizon with Chapter, right? Although they're same speed download, but if you want to host your own server, means your server will upload pages to your customer. So you need high up speed. So that means between this and this, for example, you prefer this, right? Because this upload speed means if I serve, I host my web server is serving pages to the internet. That means my upload speed must be good. So this one scratched out already, not so good, 35 megabits per second only, right? So same here, exchange and radiate, one gigabit, right? 1 gigabit here, 1 gigabit, but the other one is 20 megabits only up. The other one is equal, but then you look at the prices, right? Then you when you choose which ISP, you give your opinion, right? Maybe you said, oh, because I have a web host, that means my customers will regularly use my web server, so my upload must be good. So between Radiate and Exchange, right? Exchange is good for download and upload. So easy choice lah. This one better than this one if I want to host my own web server. Example, yeah. Is that okay, Kelvin?
Okay.
Yeah. You try first, huh? In any case, if you're a company and you want to do, unless you're a very big company, if you're a very big company, you don't have to research yourself. You just find out who are the ISP, and you basically make appointments with their sales to come over and give you quotation, right? So it's about getting quotation. If your needs are big enough, right? Because you're corporate, your enterprise network, you want that means you're not a small customer, so a big customer. then you don't have to do your own research lah. You ask them to come, give their offerings. That's why they have sales. So the salespeople will give you quotation based on your requirement, right? And then once you got the quotation, you compare the quotation, right? But you tell them lah what you want, what information you want inside the quotation. If your company is more home office type, small one, medium to small, then maybe you can still look for the quotation, but sometimes it's sufficient to get their normal offerings. Normal offerings, then your time you can go do like this lah. Look at the what they observe, what they provide, and then you compare the prices yourself. Or do your own metrics, a table to compare speed, cost, availability. You check the coverage. Yeah, check the coverage. Usually they have tools to check coverage, like for example, here, right? Check coverage before application, right? Sometimes they have tools like this. Okay. Even better if because there are two ways for them to check your location. One is the network IP plus your sometimes the router that serve you has this geolocation info, so the nearest router to you. So they will use that as well to narrow down. Okay, but if you're searching using your phone, your web server can check your actual geolocation using GPS, so that will be more accurate. So let me check one of those places that's rural. Washington is quite, this one, Fargo, North Dakota. This one is quite isolated. Not really isolated, but it's like rural. Huh? Ooh, Fargo. Maybe just Fargo, North Dakota. Well, still good, huh? Fargo is still good, you know. And even better, they have up to cable one fiber up to five gigabit. This one, right? Cable one up to 5,000 megabits. So that means 5 gigabit speed. That is fast. All right, so that one is okay. So let's see, New York City already. Billings, okay, Billings, Montana. Billings, Montana. Oh, still okay, huh? All this blue is here. Okay, number of fixed residential means a lot of, what now? So here, ooh, all right, not so good. You have to go to charter and then check for your whether it's, cable is available. But a lot of satellite. So this Montana is actually um, not a very good place for internet, because I see satellite, ADSL, satellite. These are slow technology. You can see satellite 25, satellite 35. This one fixed wireless also 35. Fixed wireless 25. The best is this one, charter 940, but upload speed is still that. And then this satellite is even worse, 2 megabits per second. Okay, I'm not sure what kind of traffic it can support. Billings, Montana. Right? So this is like rural, I believe, rural US. Let's see, how does it look like? Billings, Montana. Oops. Yeah. You can see there. Billings, Montana is quite rural. Yeah. Okay, so let's go there. Go for maps. Yep. Although here, around here, it's quite maybe the if you go for these places, can consider city lah, still okay. But look at when you see surrounding, it's actually rural. So that's why the options for internet is not so good. How about you, Farah? How you doing? Okay, ka?
Oh, actually, I'm in step 2 as well. So, like, yeah,
Step 2,
yeah.
here part 2 or step 2 here?
Yes, this one.
This one,
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this one just keyword, This one is just keyword. Broadband access. Let's say Penampang lah. Let's try it. Broadband access Penampang. Okay. The XYZ is the name of the country. Oh, Malaysia. Okay, name of the country, Malaysia. But here also came up. Let's say unified coverage in Penampang. And what else? Quick find broadband, examine all providers reporting area of the output. Okay, so you put in there what is the really? We are sorry. Oh, this is in Kinarut. Somehow it detects that I'm Kinarut. Kinarut
Not
Kampung.
not good, I think. Not good line.
Ayah. Susah lah. I think let's say check coverage here. Unify. How is this? Check coverage before check coverage. How me to enter this one? Postcode 59500. Sabah City Penampang. And is it at 9? This field is required. Yes. 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 Private contact me. J2. Okay. Right. This apply. Oh, okay. Check coverage. Let's just check coverage first now. But then apply can doesn't work. If I check coverage, not so good. Broadband coverage. So how do you guys find out? Let's say you got a business somewhere in Dampang or Luyang or Papar. How do you guys find out what's the best internet available in your area? Broadband chat. Submit honeypot. Not honeypot. Free broadband coverage. Access fiber, time broadband, broadband. Pressing. Yes. Papa. Zero. Yes. Okay. Desa cashier time speed up to 1 gigabits, 1 gigabits. Not bad, 1 gigabit. No? Don't know if it's hospital, city, resident. It's not bad, no? 199 for 1 gigabits second. Again, need to submit using this. You guys can use one of those pakai one email address now. Kan?
So
Yeah.
the campus is the business plan.
Business plan, yeah. I think it's Metro.
Okay.
Yeah. But what's up? I think it's Metro Ethernet package. It's fiber, but I think it's lease dedicated line.
Oh.
The way I see it, the problem we have at the campus is not the LAN, the fixed line. It's the Wi-Fi coverage. The Wi-Fi coverage, I'm not sure. I haven't really checked yet. Okay, but I think our Wi-Fi is 2.4 gigahertz. I'll check whether it's got 5 gigahertz or not. Channel. The coverage is not so big, right? Which means there is some overlapping. Okay, but sometimes when you get too far away from the access point, you cannot connect already. Right, and also our access point is not the type that is enterprise version. So that means when too many clients want to connect to that access point, it becomes saturated and becomes slow lah, But the fixed line should be okay. Fixed line is all right. The way I see it, streaming, Google Meet streaming and all this thing, YouTube, all streaming is fine for fixed line. Our Wi-Fi access, the access point. I wonder if all the students come back already. I think at that time we can really test the access points around the campus, see whether it can handle or not. Wow, this one, how come this one is preferable? 270 a month. It's green. 800. 290. 500. 300. This one is okay, 800. This is fast. Digi Internet Freedom 270 per month is giving you 800 megabits per second. They even have this tambah 20 ringgit, 270, right? You add another 20 ringgit, you get 1 gigabits per second, another 200 megabits per 200 megabits bandwidth additional. Time also. Ooh, time even cheaper. Time fiber, 1 gigabits per second is only 200 though. That's cheaper by 90 ringgit. Wow. But I'm not sure. I don't think we have time, right? Time is in West Malaysia. Wow. 700, 200. This one's so expensive, eh? Oh, but this is one business. I think the fastest. Oh, look at that. This is WiMAX discontinued already. P1, 2 megabits per second, 147. This discontinued. I think for now, the fastest for consumer and small businesses is 1 gigabit per second. This one. I don't see any more. This one also, DJ Internet, 1 gigabits per second also. I think we have to wait for 5G to go beyond that. All right. Noel, what do you mean by find out in notice board?
Or just ask how to find out which ISP to pick for if
Oh,
there's a business. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes you can get some info from there. Let me try Alaska. Even worse or Alaska kan? No, you live in the near the Arctic kan? Alaska. You only got satellite with 2 megabits down and 0.2 up. I think check email okay lah. Check email. Okay, let's try Antarctica. Any better? Um, Antarctica. This one, that one. Is it?
Isn't this only in US?
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, cannot get already. And this one is Dolphin Island. Yeah, no. Only US can. Okay, let's try some interesting place. Let's try Rocky Mountains. Satellite. It is a fixed wireless also, NDSL. Okay. Let's try to see what's in Hawaii. You got no choice, Actually, if you want a high speed, you have two choices in Charter Communication or Cincinnati Bell. But you can, yeah, You still can get 1 gigabits. I think this one is undersea cable, fiber optic cable, and then mostly satellite ADSL. Because we have many islands. Hawaii is not just one island, so maybe the other islands rely on satellite. Oh, okay. Be careful. Use the third party authentication or something like that. Farah? Especially, yes, to I forgot what it's called. Because especially if you play games, um, a lot of people want to hack into to steal whatever you have. Right? Be careful lah. If you suspect, straight away change every password, and use a secure password. Right? Update your two-factor authentication. Yes, that's it. Two-factor authentication, and point it to your phone, right? And secure your password. Use a very strong password. Okay, generate it generate, and then use something like KeyPass or LastPass to store it securely. Because sometimes you cannot remember all this secure password. You activate your two-factor, right? And make sure your secondary email is also password is strong, right? To prevent people, and keep checking lah. I believe for Yahoo, Yahoo been hacked before, right? So if you read a notice online saying that some website was breached, if you have an account there, straight away go in and change your password. Yeah. Oh, because it's can link. It's like a domino effect. From one breach, go to another breach, go to another breach, go to another breach. They can use, right? Then they have access to your social media. Go to another social media, go to another social media, and that's it, lah. Yeah. All right, Farah. Noel and Kelvin, you guys okay with searching for the information?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So after you finish this, try to do the week 9 and also the packet tracer for week 8 lah, as homework.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Kevin and Noel.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.